Hello again, Guardians, and welcome back to the channel for another Destiny episode. Before we get started, I'd like to first announce I'm giving away 1,000 silver for Destiny or a Destiny emblem away from the Bungie store. All you have to do to enter and to win for this week's giveaway is be subscribed, show your support and like the video, and leave a comment down below in reference to Destiny 2. Alongside all of this though, I'm giving away 3 copies of Destiny. 2 normal copies for any system including PC, or a Destiny 2 the Collector's Edition, also available on any system or PC. So if you want to enter in for any of this, please check the video link down in the description of this video to learn how to enter in for any of those giveaways. Alongside that, enjoy the video. Now to get right into the video, we are sitting in the hot seat. We're going over the vendor roles for this week, meaning that we have to announce the winner of last week's 1,000 silver giveaway / Destiny emblem from Bungie's store giveaway. So that winner is going to go to Briscoe NL. Congratulations. All you have to do now is please reply back to the message I sent you on YouTube, and then please DM me on Twitter. I'll go through a third verification process to prove that you are the owner of the YouTube channel, and then I'll give you your 1,000 silver or Destiny emblem, whichever one you may choose. Congratulations again. Now, getting into this video, we're going over all of the great weapon vendor roles. Alongside that, we're going over all of the tier 12 gear of armor sets. So this is no BS. This is the actual tier 12 gear. What would bring your Guardian up to max intellect, discipline, or strength? Now, to begin, we're going to start over by Lakshmi, and by far, she's going to be the best vendor to go to for this week. So we're going over all the weapons first, then we'll go over the armor pieces at the end. So starting off with Lakshmi, I would recommend looking at the Waltz just for a second. The Waltz is not a bad pulse rifle, but it's going to have glass half full, it's going to have small bore, armor piercing rounds, or quick draw. I would recommend the glass half full, small bore, and armor piercing rounds along with quick draw IS or the OEG. So it's an okay roll, but we're going to move on to the better rolls for Lakshmi this week, which is definitely going to have to be the Wounded. Now the Wounded, oh man, this scout rifle is great for PvE. So crowd control, we've got hammer forge, we've got triple tap, we've got explosive rounds, we've got snapshot, range lens, RLS 3, and reflex. I'd recommend going with the range lens, with the explosive rounds, having triple tap, and crowd control. And this is a really good roll for PvE. So if you're going to be doing a lot of raids this week, I'd recommend picking this up and going into the raids, especially with Wrath of the Machine. So yeah, one-shot those shanks with no problem in the Wrath of the Machine. The next thing I'd like you to take a look at with Lakshmi is going to be the Warpath. The Warpath is not a bad roll this week. It's going to have cluster bombs, it's going to have javelin, it's going to have snapshot or field scout, it's also going to have linear compensator or countermass, and aggressive launch. Now I'd recommend the linear compensator, I would also recommend field scout, and then I would recommend the cluster bombs and javelin. So this is going to be a pretty good amount of velocity with the cluster bombs, with the field scout. Really good roll for PvE. I wouldn't recommend taking this into Crucible, but it is still going to be good for, say, against Axis Phase 2 and against other bosses in the game in Nightfalls or in the other raids. So all around, Future War Cult is the vendor to go and look at if you're going to be doing PvE events. So just remember, Nightfalls, Strikes, the raids. Next up, we're going to go over to my buddy at the Dead Orbit. Dead Orbit is going to have just one thing to take a look at, which is the Extremophile. It's not the best rolled Extremophile. It's still decent, but it's not the best roll compared to previous weeks. So we've got glass half full, we've got hammer forged, spray and play, we've also got armor piercing rounds, and we got snapshot. We also got quick draw IS and the OEG rifle scope. Now, I always recommend the OEG rifle scope or the quick draw IS. Alongside that, armor piercing rounds is great, hammer forged, and glass half full. So bringing up the range. Now there's no stability perk for this, so I wouldn't really recommend getting it, but it is still a decent roll if you need an auto rifle. Moving over to our buddy Ronnie over at the Vanguard. Now he's going to have just 2 things that I would take a look at and just keep in the back of your head. And might I add, it's the Parthian shot and it's the How Dare You. So the Parthian shot is going to have counterbalance, hand laid stock, lightweight, outlaw, take a knee, quick draw IS, OEG. Now this isn't as good as previous weeks, especially last week's roll was actually really good. So I wouldn't really recommend getting this unless you have, if you have the Parthian shot from last week, I I wouldn't recommend even considering this. Now, if you need a good pulse rifle and you're looking for something new for your inventory this week and you don't have the Parthian shot from last week, then you might want to pick up this one. Again, it's not the best roll as previous weeks, but if you missed out on last week, then I'd understand. Next up, the How Dare You isn't actually too bad. It's going to be a good exchange for the palindrome I'll be showing you. So we've got rangefinder, we've got rifled barrel, high caliber rounds, mulligan, and partial refund. We've got fast draw IS and quick draw IS. And due to this hand cannon, I'd actually think this is a good exchange for the palindrome that's available for this week, because the palindrome for this week isn't as good as previous weeks. So we're going to take a look at that palindrome momentarily, but remember, you've got the How Dare You as an option for a hand cannon this week if you're looking for a good hand cannon. And now we're going to move over to the Crucible Quartermaster and go over that palindrome, so I'll see you over there. So moving over to our site, Quartermaster for the Crucible, he's going to have two guns to take a look at, Party Favor and the palindrome. There's nothing really exciting here from our site, but we do have the Party Favor to take a look at, which is going to have glass half full, perfect balance, appended magazine, Eye of the Storm, partial refund. We've got Sure Shot IS and OEG. Now, compared to previous weeks, we have better pulse rifles available, but if you don't have a good pulse rifle up until now, the Party Favor is worth taking a look at and possibly purchasing. Moving over to the palindrome, by any means, this is not compared to the palindromes from previous weeks. Now, the palindrome from last week is by far maxed God roll, but for this week, we do have a palindrome with rifled barrel still. Now, it doesn't have rangefinder or hidden hand, but it does have third eye, which is useful sometimes in Crucible. And we do have mulligan or spray and play. Now, it's got high caliber rounds just in case you want to use it in PvE, but I wouldn't recommend that. So I would recommend running the third eye, the rifled barrel, either one of these perks, and then the fast draw IS or quick draw IS. Fast draw IS is the more preferred one, but this is a pretty decent palindrome still. But if you're looking for a hand cannon for Crucible, I would highly recommend the How Dare You, moreover the palindrome from this week. And there you have it, Guardians. That's all the weapons for this week. We don't have anything exciting from New Monarchy, so out of all the weapons I've showcased so far in this video, I'd like you to leave 5 weapons listed down below in the comment section for your top 5 picks for this week. I'll be making a video either tomorrow or Friday listing the top 5 weapons picked by the community, and that's going to be pretty much a video that you guys can be a part of. So moving onward, we're going to go over all of the great 100% intellect, discipline, and strength rolls for that tier 12 gear set that everybody's been looking for. So let's go over to DIM and take a look at everything there. So moving over to Destiny Item Manager, known as DIM, it's a Google Chrome extension that you can look up just by typing in Destiny Item Manager. Downloading the extension will allow you to look up your inventory, your vault space, and the vendor roles for this week from all the vendors. So we're going over everything together right now. Now, anything that's 98 to 100% roll is going to be worth going over. Now, the 100% rolls, remember, that's going to be for your tier 12 build. So don't get 98 or 99% if a 100% roll is available. Now, going over Iron Banner first, because the Iron Banner is up this week, we've got 98 to 100% rolls across the board. We've got boots that are going to be a 98 roll or a 99 roll for the hunter, being intellect and discipline. We've got a 100% roll for the boots, being into discipline and strength. We've got a 98% chest piece, being intellect and discipline. We've got a 100% roll chest piece, being discipline and strength. We've got boots for the warlock, 99% being intellect and discipline. We've got 100% roll boots for the warlock, being a build of discipline and strength. We've got a 99% chest piece for the warlock, being at intellect and discipline. We've also got a 100% chest piece for the warlock, being discipline and strength. Then for the Titan, we've got a 100% roll boots, being intellect and discipline build. We've got a 98% roll for the boots, being at discipline and strength. And then we've got a 99% chest piece for the Titan, being intellect and discipline, and a 100% roll chest piece for the Titan, being a discipline and strength. We don't have anything from Shiro 4 that's anything worth taking note of. We do have from Zavala a 100% rolled ghost shell that's going to be intellect and strength. We also have, moving over to the Hunter Vanguard, a 98% rolled ghost shell that I would not recommend getting because we do have a 100% available. This is going to be a discipline and strength build. Then moving onward, we've got a warlock build for the 100% ghost shell. That's going to be intellect and discipline. Then moving down to the Vanguard Quartermaster, nothing available. Eris Morn, nothing too exciting. We've got House of Judgment, nothing too exciting there either. But we do have a Ghost Shell and a Titan Mark for Future War Cult. Now, the Titan Mark is going to be 98% roll. That's going to be intellect and discipline. We've got a 100% rolled Ghost Shell from Future War Cult, and that is going to be intellect and discipline as well. Nothing too exciting from Dead Orbit. We also have nothing too exciting from New Monarchy except for a 98% Ghost Shell, which I won't go over the stats because it's not worth taking a look at. We have a bunch of 100% Ghost Shells available, so I'd rather purchase those instead of the 98. We've got another 100% Ghost Shell from the Crucible, and that's going to be intellect and strength. Then moving further down, we have nothing too exciting except for a 99% roll for the Memory of Scory. That's going to be available for the Iron Lord's artifacts right here. It's going to be an intellect and discipline build. Then, moving further down, we have nothing too exciting except for the Speaker running a 100% Titan Mark. It's going to be the Defender Mark, and that's going to be a discipline and strength build. Again, we've also got a Warlock Bond. That's going to be the Sunsinger Bond. That's going to be running at a intellect and strength build. That's going to be 98%. And that is all for the vendors for this week, guys. So I hope you all took a look at this video and watched all the way to the end up to this point because you got a ton of information for the vendors. What weapons are halfway decent, what weapons are god rolls, and also what armor will get you up to tier 12. Hopefully this video helped you. Remember, leave your top 5 weapons listed in the comment section below. I'll make a video in your guys' honor on what 5 weapons you picked for a later video come tomorrow or Friday. And as always, Guardians, stay violent and be privileged.
Oh, hi. VPG isn't here right now, but I guess you enjoyed the content. So over there is the logo you can click on. That will allow you to subscribe. More content up there, and behind the scenes daily content over here on the vlog channel. There you go. Enjoy.